An admin win.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another week of REL action. I'm your host, Superfed TV, covering the divs 1 through 3. This is week 4. Joining me is my regular co-host, Michaels. Michaels, how you doing?
So great.
So great.
So amazingly great.
So amazingly great. Well, I'm sure we'll hear more about that greatness shortly. Let's go ahead and just jump right in.
Yeah.
To ye old Div 3.
Div 3.
Div 3.
Needs an admin win for the Charlestown Chiefs.
Hasn't been processed yet. Yeah, okay. We'll get that taken care of after the show. I'm not gonna do bye weeks live. That's far too boring. Hello, Unseen Walker. Welcome in.
Leaderboard's all janky, man.
Is it though?
Nah, it's fine.
I can do the math. The Charleston Chiefs 2-1-1.
It's fine.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Anyway, looking through the results, so that is going to be a bye win for Charleston Chiefs. I think they were in a point where they could use it. Got to catch them all. Took the 1-0 win over the Fogmire Fin Beast. Turns out Claw's pretty good against Lizards.
What?
Yeah.
Lies.
No, did you keep track of what our predictions were last week?
No, I'm gonna write them down this week. I got the Excel ready.
I feel
to
like
go.
I heard that last week.
No, last week
I feel like I heard that last week.
I said that I should, and then I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're taking the commitment on going forward from week 4. Got it.
Opening Excel as we speak.
I feel like I backed Steak on that one, but we'll just say that both of us were right there.
Perfect.
Archangels, well, I guess we can take a quick look at the actual breakdown. A bajunk load of, and yeah, I made that up. A bajunk load of blocks for the Fogmire Fin Beasts, and just KOs and 1 casualty. 60 blocks. On the other hand, the Nurgle, they were able to do 34 blocks and got 6 removals. So, I guess you got the blocks that mattered. Steak Mittens, and that's what led to the win. 12% ball possession for the Fogmire Fin Beast. That's kind of crazy, considering... yeah, just all things considered, that's a little crazy. Not being able to pick up the ball. Check the dice rolls here to see how that shook out. Yeah, that's a lot of failed pickups. In fact, 4 failed pickups. 5 successes, but 50% pickup rate is pretty bad. That's Camry levels. Yeah. Paris is pretty weak, though. But anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Archangel's Will versus the Nurgle FTDs. Sauced it.
Called it.
You did. You did. My curse kicked in. It only took 4 weeks. But sauced it.
Yeah.
40 blocks. That is a decent number of blocks against the Wood Elves. But not enough to warrant the win. Somehow unable to score at all. Disappointed.
No, it's 2-1.
2-1? Oh.
Yeah, he scored once.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he scored once. Okay.
Yeah.
There's just 1 slow, long, lumbering drive, and then probably a 1-turner.
Yeah, something silly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Great Cold Ones, 0-3 versus Ace Trucking Company. And unfortunately, with this stomp of a defeat against Eisenmike, have some bad news. Unfortunately, I think there are some real-life things going on, and I think Eisenmike might be dropping for the rest of the season.
Boo.
So if that does occur, that will be a second bye week in Div 3, unless you guys can magically apparate some returning teams that belong in Div 3. We'll see. I don't know if that's official or not.
It was brutal too. Like every single block from the trucking company was just casualty. It felt like. I mean, it was ugly.
Well, yeah, 7 casualties and 2 kills.
Yeah.
Only 1 KO. So out of your 18 armor breaks, you get 1 KO. That's pretty weak.
Yeah.
However, the 9 other removals were pretty strong. NPA cannot plug every hole, Mistays. He tries, but he can't. On some kind of quest. It's okay, True Blue. It's okay. We'll get there too. But yeah, that was a rough one and some potentially bad news there. Ghoulbusters 0-2 versus Cheese Tactics. What do you know, boys and girls? What do you know? Cheese Tactics getting the win.
Finally.
Cheese is now very confident. He's strutting around the rail chat like a little rooster, little chicken hawk.
Doesn't everybody
Got
do
his
that though? I do that.
Chest all puffed up. He's like, yeah, he's talking smack to Khaleesi Maya, like, hey, you need to get demoted so I can be in your div next season, or don't make it up to div 1. So yeah, it'll it's always nice to see Cheese puff up his chest, because you know that it's inevitable that it'll get deflated just maybe 1 or 2 weeks from now.
I like this MVP on the Niggled guy. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just what Cheese wanted.
I bet.
You know he was pleased.
Gotta keep
so
him
close
now.
to leveling again. So close.
Yeah, he's right there. You gotta keep him.
Megan Rain was a Black Orc that was niggled and movement busted and still had a place on my team, because he had all those skills plus tackle and stand firm. It was just oh so good. Megan Rain.
Look at that, KO'd the shit out of those Ghoul Busters too.
Yeah, they did.
KOs for days.
Rage Dwarf getting the 2-0 win over Fruity Kisses. I saw this game. I watched this game. It's been a long time ago because it was like right after the div rolled. But it was interesting in the sense that Ladeus tried many times, many things. And snakes are really what cost him. But he did still attempt to keep diving for the ball. And then he got a dead Apo dead on his assassin.
Oh, no. Now he'll never win.
Exactly. So the assassin is gone, much to everyone's disappointment. And then later on in the match, the Witch Elf, who did a miraculous cage dive and red die block into a knockdown.
Nice.
Also died.
Oh.
So, Wrestle Witch no more. But I'm sure he'll get a replacement going. Ladeus is having a fun time here in Rel 3.
Do you think he'll get another assassin?
Oh, why not? I mean, it's Ladeus. It's probably the Witch first, though, I would think.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah. We'll see. It's definitely a cash issue. I mean, Dark Elves are not cheap.
He's silly.
At this point, I could see an argument to re-rolling Dark Elves and just selling the current ones to the market and trying to buy them back after next season. But
yeah.
We'll see. One Cheese getting the 3-0 win over Rouge's Gallery. That's a big result.
Beat the hell out of each other,
Skaven versus Chorfs. Yeah, I remember seeing this one and wondering how such a thing could occur. And it turns out that getting 5 removals on half the blocks is pretty solid for the Skaven. So they were actually able to do some damage here to the old Rouge Gallery.
Well, that's fine.
Yep, it is. So, looking over at the leaderboard with that win over Ladeus, that leaves Ragedorf alone above the pack. And yeah, that is definitely a thing. A 4-0-0 dwarf team. Stomping their way through. One Cheese with the Skaven coming up in second place at 1-1-1. Rex Longbone putting in some work. High Lord Salt, the sauce,
still in it.
Is definitely in it. In fact, if you notice, there are actually 5, about to be 6 teams. 2-1-1. That is a very tight race. There are 3 playoff tickets on the line, so really, the only one that's kind of got a spot kind of in his name is Ragedorf, if he can keep this up. But everybody else has got some tough battles ahead of them, and it's a very close match. But it's also very possible, and I'm looking at you, Cheese, to drop from 7th place back down to 14th. Well, technically, there's 2 buys. If there's 2 buys in this division, the lowest you could go is 12th. So that is worthy of note.
I think you could still pull it off. I don't know.
It's weird because really, if there are only 12 teams and that 6 of them are tied, it's gonna make things interesting.
How great would that be, though? Like, I took 14th, and two of the teams are admin teams. That's pro, man.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Unfortunately, though, no one can do that because Norse were the only one that had a point. Only 1 point.
Who do you want to look at here?
Anyway, yeah, let's take a
In
quick
this
look at a couple
mess.
teams. This is definitely a mess. Looked at the Assassin. Have we looked at the Charlestown Chiefs before they get this bye week? Have we looked at Lizards? I think it's been a while.
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know.
recall looking at them recently.
No. So let's take stock of where they are at. I believe last time I
Sure.
looked at them was at the very start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
They've continued to develop this lizard, this skink, this Agi 4 skink with now sure feet and sprint.
Yeah.
So he's even better at one turning. Kind of useful. No other real skinks of note. I think Ned Braden is okay, but
Mhm.
probably nearing the whole firing range. Since he hasn't gotten a stat up, maybe you wait till he gets to 31 SPP. And then the real star of the team, the cool, unique piece, is this Croxagore with block. Everybody loves a good Bloxagore, but not only is it a good Bloxagore, it's also got all the other support skills that you could possibly want on a Croxagore.
Yeah.
Stand firm, break, tackle, and guard. Really, anything extra is going to probably be bloaty, but if you don't get a double, you just take grab, because that will also help with the one turn.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Could
Rex, we
probably-
did talk about your game a little bit, but haven't covered your team. Maybe we'll look at your team next.
I could probably buy a couple
But-
skinks, man. I mean, 11 players. It seems risky.
Yeah, it is hairy. He's currently rocking a little bit of extra money in the bank anyway.
Yeah.
So essentially, it would cost him. Basically, the TV would jump up to 1760 if he wants a bench, and I think that's a good choice. Here, if you're out there, I definitely would recommend an extra skink. What else? I think I'm pretty happy with all the source level ups. I think they all make sense. Getting a third guard source would be a huge thing for him.
Mm-hmm.
A second break tackle source would also be very helpful. You don't need the break tackle. I think most expert lizard coaches will tell you that break tackle is a crutch and that you should be able to position to where you can free your own source up with blocks, but it doesn't ever hurt to have more than one just for that option. He's got enough tackle. I think he has enough mighty blow. I think at this point, you fill it out with some more guard. And what he doesn't have is that standard Balaj source that takes forever to level.
Right. It's just annoying.
Yeah, that might be good to have on one of these other ones as well, but I would still maybe take guard first, so I wouldn't get it on Johnny Upton or Steve Hansen. But if you could get it on maybe the either of the first two source, I think Dodge would be really, really helpful.
Or the Crocs.
Both for break tackle and Lodge Crocs.
Yeah. Gross.
Very, very good. Yep. That's all I got on this. Any thoughts from Michaels? Any exciting, fun, but yet not very efficient ways that you would play this team?
But not very efficient. Nice. No, I would buy a couple skinks. I would just get that bench going.
Yeah, that's actually efficient.
Yeah.
Okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, get leap on all of them.
He's got the Magic Dome. I think that's a great choice for lizards. The worst thing in the world is when you're playing skinks with in the rain, and actually the snow can really affect skinks too. So, Magic Domes. There's a rash of sweltering heat going on out there, but I would warn everybody.
So I have
Those
a Magic
dice.
Dome, and we're gonna get to it in Rel 1, but no, fuck Magic Dome. Magic Dome sucks, but we're gonna get to that.
Man, I'm a big fan of Magic Dome, especially on lizards. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the second team. I think I do kind of want to look at the Skaven here. Where are they? One Cheese, Rex Longbone. These Skaven. You've got the Claw Palmer that's agi busted. He's also not niggled. Nope. He is a phenomenal Skaven.
They both look.
Vermin.
They both look good.
You know, the Agibus sucks, but it doesn't actually stop you. I
Nah.
mean, when those times, ooh, this one's niggled. That one actually doesn't look that great. But those times when you are going to make a dodge on a Storm Vermin in order to make a play happen, you're going to make that dodge whether it's Agi 2 or Agi 3.
Mm-hmm.
And those are like desperation times.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to do that anyway.
It becomes a thing. It really does. I watched as many Lumi games as I could, and he used to have a Storm Vermin that was Agi busted but had claw, so it was, you know,
yeah, it's a keeper.
Secured a place on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would make, I mean, it would be a last result kind of thing, right? You like normally would be looking to do it with one of your other players, but you get down in numbers so quickly that there are times where the only way you're going to free up your space basically for one of the gutters to get through is if you make the dodge and then the blitz. So yeah, I think that it happens, but
it's unfortunate
there's any reason
desperation
to get rid of him. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Natural one-turner, everybody's favorite.
Ugh.
It is the less optimal wrestle natural one-turner, so it also doesn't have sure feet yet or catch, or so this one I would say is probably at about a 6 out of 10 on the one-turner scale of nasty.
Mm-hmm.
This one's definitely manageable. It'll definitely screw up if you are the person that it succeeds against. Kind of sucks for you, but it's unlikely for everybody else.
Well, it'll get up quick though. It's going to start hoarding all the SPPs, right?
Yeah. They definitely grow quickly.
Yeah.
We've got one that is missing next game. I confirm it's also not a niggle. Yep, just missed next game. That is a two-heads Blodge Stepper, as standard as they come. Probably sure hands on that one next. I think he does want to get a sure hand player.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's missing on these gutters. Good ball recovery piece. He's got the Cage Diver with Wrestle, Dauntless, and Strip Ball.
Very
And
gross.
He's a beaut.
Yeah. Just needs 2 heads probably, something like that.
Yeah, 2 heads would make it better, or leap if you don't get 2 heads.
Yep.
And we've got a Markings Gutter Runner, which, you know, when he gets to his next level, if it's nothing special, I would actually consider shadowing. How gross would that be?
Yeah, you don't see that much. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see a lot of marking players in general. I think REBBL has done a good job of saying that if you're going to voluntarily base this player against my wall, I'm going to kill it eventually.
Right.
And but there are players that are good at that. You know, Kislev Blitzers can do that. I see Bretonians that can do that. You see that a lot in the CCL, that kind of marker piece, which you throw it near a cage or you throw it on the ball, and then you let the opponent try and hit it off. And in the short term, it can be very effective and efficient. It can honestly win you games because your opponent can overreact to it. But in REBBL, I think we don't see it very often just because of, you know, that eternal league status where everybody's thinking not this season, but next season and the season after that. Do I want to invest all that time into a piece that's eventually going to die?
Yeah.
But Skaven are probably the exception to that because they can level up so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
That's my rant there. He says pass block, not shadowing. Yeah, I don't like that as much.
No.
Pass block is better if you've got catch and you've got nerves of steel. Honestly. The only thing that pass block would let you do is then mark the receiver with diving tackle and tackle, and that's kind of interesting, but I don't think it's going to give you the same value as if it was an intercept piece. I think pass block is way better on intercept pieces. I think shadowing would be better for this piece.
You don't see a lot of passing anyway, and pass block feels like just a waste of a skill slot.
Yeah, I mean it's only used for those elves like T-Self and Not for Science and the artist formerly known as Luke. Those are the kinds of teams where they pass no matter what you do, and so then you'd get some boost out of pass block. But I literally just named like 3 out of 150 coaches in REL. Like it's not a common thing to be playing playing a team that's going to pass no matter what.
Correct.
And every other team is just going to say, "Oh, you got a pass block. That's cute. I'm not going to pass. I'm just going to hand off the ball." So I think shadowing would see far more use, especially because he's got sidestep. And so the cool thing about shadowing is you can shadow players that aren't even blocking you. If you are next to somebody and they block the guy that's next to the gutter runner, you can also shadow that piece too. So it becomes a lot more useful. It's still a situational skill, but I would say the number of uses for pass block is like, super edge case. 3 out of 100 times. But if you have shadowing, then you're talking more like 15 out of 100 times. So it's you're gonna get far more use out of it.
Yep.
Anything else worthy? I like the kick lineman with guard. Just get blocked when you can, but otherwise he's still doing his job. He's probably gonna die anytime now.
Get ready to get kick on someone else.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the line rats are pretty trim actually. Pretty good with all those things. Good team. No wonder they're doing stuff.
Doing stuff despite potentially bad choices made by their head coach.
No, not potentially. I mean, Pat, like, he wants to be a meme, and that's cool too. I mean, there's plenty of meme pass block dreams out there. No one's actually done it yet.
Pass block dreams.
But it could totally happen.
All right,
Calric, absolutely agree. TV efficient. So yeah, we're looking at week 5. It's time to make some predictions.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna go first, and Fogmeyer Finbeast are gonna win against Tampa.
That's bullshit.
All right, your turn to go first. Nurgle FTDs or Charleston Chiefs?
Ooh, I gotta go with the FTDs.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Against those lizards too. I'm gonna go with the Charleston Chiefs. I think.
Okay.
I think they just got Nurgled, and I don't think that'll happen twice.
All right.
Ace Trucking Company versus Gotta Catch 'Em All. Nurgle versus Chorf, also known as Barf.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Steak Mittens and Gotta Catch 'Em All.
Gotta Catch 'Em All. I was also gonna go with Gotta Catch 'Em All.
Well, then that just got boring. Cheese Tactics versus Archangel's Will.
I don't deal well with confrontation.
Bold prediction and say that Archangel's Will is going to win that one.
Why do you gotta copy me?
I went first, so now I also will go first on this one and say Fruity Kiss is the one.
Yeah. I mean, if Eisenmike's not
Based on
showing
what
up,
I said, exactly.
Yeah.
Rouge's Gallery versus the Ghoulbusters. I think this could be a divisive one.
I'm gonna say Rouges.
I'm going to say Ghoulbusters.
Okay.
I got True Blue here.
All right.
And One Cheese versus Rage Dwarf. This is probably the most important match of the week. Can the Dwarfs lose to the Skaven? No, True Blue, you're also gone next week? Oh my god, you guys are making me do so much work. You guys aren't even going to play? Oh. Why didn't you tell me? I could have pushed this week sooner.
Called it.
So he's conveniently dodging the Dwarfs. I see how it is. Or the Chorfs.
Yep.
Mr. J getting his dodges already. Sure, True Blue. I believe you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, how do you predict the Dwarf versus Skavenov?
I think Dwarf's got it, man. I think he's just gonna rage all over his face.
I feel like I'm betting way too Agi heavy this week, but I'm also gonna go with One Cheese.
Wow.
I feel way. I know you did tell me about it. I know, True Blue. Told me as soon as you saw the calendar. Gosh. Yeah. Gonna be One Cheese.
All right. It's recorded.
Recorded in the echelons.
Yep.
Week 2. Or Div 2, rather.
Yeah.
Div 2. Div 2, not week 2.
We could
Div
go back
2,
to
week
week 2.
4.
I mean, that's fine. I got time.
Nope.
You sure?
There was a match already played as well.
What?
Advert your eyes.
These fucking people.
Fell with Coda Doll lost 1-2 against the Battle Brothers. Did you catch this one?
Oh, no. No, I did not. I suck.
So the Bretonians, fit to play. I think they had a wizard as well. They did a nice offensive drive. They were able to remove some of the elves, like the strength 5 elf. He was gone the pitch for 1 turn.
Wow.
Half of a turn, really.
Ugh.
And then, despite some good defense, actually, the high elves were still able to sack the ball carrier and scatter the ball from deep in their own side of the pitch all the way back into the Brett side of the pitch. But the Bretts were able to recover from that and get the score on turn 8. The high elves conveniently 1 turned right back. And then it was the high elves drive for the second half, which immediately got a turn 8 or turn 9 fireball after a failed GFI. And then, some dub skulls and quad skulls ended that game from there.
Ugh.
So, yeah. I could say that Kalric played very well. I could say that the high elves were robbed a little bit on dice. Both those statements would be true, depending on whose side you want to be a little bit empathetic with. But I would say that Kalric did not dice the elves, if that makes sense.
Sure. I hate losing the quad skull, though. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's like losing one of those stupid cards in the tabletop.
That's
game.
definitely worse than losing to snakes.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
So Culinary Delights versus the Rockers, I did catch. And I think
it
was a draw, and the Rockers could have won it, but man, I've never seen a Nurgle team so scared of basing another player in my life. Like he had the fear. So he was setting up and he had so much guard, and he's got like that strength 6 monster, and he just wouldn't base up with the chaos and make them roll dice. Like even when it was a situation where like there's no way you're going to get more than 1 die, he just wouldn't do it. He was terrified. So on each respective drive, they just kind of ran around each other. There you go. That was the game.
I mean, there's some decent block numbers for the Rockers. I mean, like 47 blocks. That's not bad.
Oh, you know what was the best part of the whole game was the only reason it was a draw was because turn 8, he picked up the ball, handed it off to another Pestigore, blitzed out with a Nurgle warrior and made 2 GFIs and passed it to that warrior. And rolled a 5 and a 6.
Nice. Warrior catching the pass. That's a big deal.
It was great. But if he were a bit more aggressive, I think he would have won this one. If he were a little more like, I will just get in your face and scrum, I think he would have been better off.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, you don't need to screen, that's for sure. That's why you got AV9 bring forward. I understand also a little bit of healthy fear. I mean, this was not a must-win game by any means. So going up against Culinary Delights, like, you could get the win, and other teams would get the win. But if you'd rather, just take the draw here and play for later on in the season, that's okay. Yep. Fear and Bloating versus Lords of Decay. Khaleesi Maya's descent into madness continues, as does his string of losing players. He suffers a death here. This one. This was also played last night, actually.
Okay.
And I saw part of it. I think he played a little bit faster. Oh, no. God, that's right. I watched this, and there was a lot of weird 1-die blocks from Khaleesi Maya. Like, literally turn 9. It's his offensive drive. His first action was a 1-die block from his Storm Vermin. He had a free Gutter Runner. He had a free Line Rat. He could have easily turned that 1-die block into a 2-die block, but he didn't. And that was weird. I don't know. I mean, he dub-skulled it, so he got punished. but it just felt like it was an unnecessary play. And then, of course, Fear and Bloating overcommitted after the dub skull block towards the ball. Well, Skaven can just capitalize on that, pick it up, and run down the side of the pitch. But because of the pressure that they were able to put at that point, it did force an early score from Kalisti Maya, and there was just enough time left on the clock for Fear and Bloating to get down there. But there was still, that whole time, just random one-die blocks. I don't know. Kalisti saying he has the yips, but it was still, I mean, there's yips, and then there's like, why?
Because Tourette's was acting up.
I don't know. I mean, there was still, a casual 2-minute decision before he did the one-die block. So, guess maybe he's just thinking that he's overthinking. He needs to make those snap decisions that he's known for.
Yeah, just let it happen, man. It's organic. It's fine. Relax.
Just do what comes naturally.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can redo it? Yes, we can.
Watch that one.
Congrats off to you.
Yep.
I did too, but you go ahead and take it.
Could not roll a 2+ to save his life. The only thing going for him was that he did have a lot of beer on hand.
He did. It was one of his better streams in terms of quality. He likes to stream on potato PCs. Not potato play, although sometimes.
Sure.
But potato PC, which is where the term originated. Aaron Zord kindly bringing everyone in the REBBL community up to date on the origin of potato play.
Got my Voodoo 3 card ready to go.
Exactly. And then he did his patented super, super deep defensive strategy. Rats off to you, they did. And they did get some nice licks on the ball and, marked the ball carrier a couple times. I thought that was interesting. They definitely put forth an effort despite only making 11 blocks. Yeah, it was interesting. The one-turner was not enough, though, to, one turn. The 1-0 win.
And my hat goes off to anyone that can stream and not lose their shit when they're getting totally trounced. So I respect that.
Yeah. Fallen Wonders losing 1-2 against Murderers Row. I think you did predict this one. I think the assumption is at this point Fallen Wonders are just not up to snuff in this.
Yeah, he needs a little more practice with Zara.
Yeah.
He was running Zara, and it looked like maybe she was this new, unique thing that he'd never seen before.
Stabby?
Well, he was doing the stab, but he was like running her out by herself and stabbing, and then it wouldn't work, and she'd just be stuck there by herself.
Yeah.
And then he did like 3 stabs, and they didn't remove anybody. I think he got a stun, and so then he switched to just normal blocks, but it was against like blodge players and stuff, and it... Yeah, I think if he got a little more practice with her and got more efficient, he'd be a little better if he can get her consistently. Because he wasn't going for like priority targets or, base her and then put some guard around her so that you can have your pick next turn of people to stab. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Murderers Row doing decent with blocks and, removals and stuff and things. So, good job. That was a dead MVP there. The Blodge Guard dead.
Gotta love that.
Rebellious Scions versus Scooby and the Gang 2-2. I did not catch this one.
Didn't watch it. Can't watch Travel Scrabble's games or I'll just tell him how terrible he is.
It was at the end of the day yesterday. I did catch the end of it. Not a lot of elves left on the pitch at the end of this one, actually. The Dark Elves did something to turn over on their own drive, but turn 8 there was a riot that extended it, and so they had set up for the 1 turn, and they actually tripped and snaked the dodge, and they would have been up at the half, and then they did something and slipped up on their offensive drive, and Travel Scrabble was able to recover the ball and slowly make his way down the pitch. And then again, but he did score on turn 15. He could have waited one more turn. But the Dark Elves put plenty of pressure on him. So he scored on turn 15.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, Rebellious Scions get a chance to set up for the one turn. Only this time they don't set up for the one turn. They already got one riot, so they set up for a second riot. And guess what happened? A second riot.
Huh.
So this game
Sure.
actually was an 18-turn game, which was exactly what it took for them to get the draw at 2-2. It was weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
Almost like he saw the dice coming. But good job on Velociraptor to call his shot.
Yeah.
Get the old 2-turn, 1-turn.
Did not watch the next one either. Frozen North.
Dead North versus We Chillin'.
No.
We Chillin' got the win. This is almost the exact same matchup as the one we just covered, but Dark Elves and
Did either of us call that?
Necro, which turns into like a big kind of high-scoring game, which you wouldn't think so. But the Dark Elves are really good at pressuring the scores early on against Necro. And the Necro are fast enough where they can score quickly. They just leave all of their other players behind, which then allows the Dark Elves to pressure. So that's why you do often see high-scoring games out of Necro. As you know that. You're the Necro coach here.
I've played Necro before.
Yes.
A couple times. Not well, but you know.
Hey, you said it. I thought it.
I do okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so as is wont to do, high scoring game between Necro and Dark Elves.
Yeah.
This one getting We Chillin' the win. So let's take a look over at ye old leaderboard of old.
We're not
knowing that there is a result already in place. But prior to this week's result, Kalisti Maya would have been at 0-0-4. So he's on the board now. That's good. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Again, just like Div 3, one team that is just rocking it out of the park.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
who's going to be the ones to take them down.
Are so low. Both rat teams. Just way down there. Ugh.
Look at their TV, though. Like, inducements are good for Skaven. Probably better than any other team, in my opinion.
Right.
However, there's a sweet spot with inducements, right? Like 200, 250 TV. Those are sweet spots.
Not 800.
When you start talking about 500 and 800 TV, that is not a good sweet spot for an inducements. Yeah. T-Self noting that the rats in all of REL are doing incredibly poorly. It's almost like the best rat coach that the REL had re-rolled out of rats, and now nobody knows what to do. Just saying.
Yep.
So who would you like to look at this week?
Ooh. I kind of want to look at a rat team just because I like to see rat teams beat to shit. I don't have any sound advice for them. It just makes me happy.
But we're not talking about Kalisti Maya's game because he just got played. So, and we looked at Golgothan last week.
Oh, well, bollocks then. All right, let's look at Spirit Crusher. Have we looked at him recently?
I think we did, actually.
Fuck.
He's got the beast, right? And the strength 6. Yeah.
Oh, well, bollocks. All right, let's look at Scooby.
And we looked at Trox.
Let's look at Scooby because I can be hypercritical then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Scooby.
And the gang, I guess.
Oh, there we go. Yep, there we go.
Plong.
Bum. Hey, you know what's cool? Agi 5 on werewolves.
Agi 5 just needs leap.
I would reach to the screen and punch you if he takes leap over tackle.
If he doesn't take leap, I'm
next
gonna
level.
give him shit endlessly. His team is so good. I don't know why he's not way higher up on the leaderboard because his team is just ridiculous.
Of all the cool things that his team has, there is no Claw Mighty Blow, and that is the crutch upon which all Necro and REBBL and REBBL are hoisted up to such great heights.
Overrated combo. I mean, it's a numbers game, right? So, Claw Mighty Blow on Nurgle and Chaos is great because you can stack the shit out of it. So, with Necro, you're gonna have one, maybe two, and if you're gonna be blitzing, you're not gonna get a removal every single time. Whereas Necro,
Really?
yeah, I'm serious.
Have you heard of Fiction?
I've watched him play elves.
And according to Crumblebee, his wolf with Palm and Claw was with Frenzy getting a removal 38% of the time. That's a pretty good number.
That's pretty good. Yeah, 38's high. I just don't think it's as reliable as people make it out to be. And it's not that amazing. And it's a crutch because then you're like, oh, I have to blitz with that guy. He has Mighty Blow.
A crutch.
Yeah,
it is definitely a crutch.
It is the greatest position. Of all crutches. Yeah, I like it. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not as good as people make it out to be. How about that?
Yeah, I think also Mistace is saying that this is your excuse for why you don't do as well, because you don't have it as well. But that's fine.
I do have it.
We'll hold that against you.
I do have a Mighty Blow. You do have
it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I rolled the Mighty Blow before playoffs.
Yeah.
So there. Right. And I don't have Mighty Blow in Clan, and I'm kicking ass in Clan. So
there you go.
Yeah. Take that.
What do you want to talk? All right, tell me what you want to talk about this team.
It actually doesn't look too bad. He should be doing much better than he is. 13 players looks good. He's got his sure hands block guy. Looks good. He just needs the wrestle on the other ghoul. Couple tackle pieces. Looks nice. Kick wrestle zombie. What do you think about that?
I think all zombies are bloat.
That's fair.
You guys don't fire that don't have dirty player.
Oh, I forgot you min max. Right. I spaced that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Jerry the Mouse, but Jerry the Mouse would only exist if he got guard first.
See, that's crazy talk to me. You're insane. I think I would give him Fend next, probably. And definitely keep him.
Actually, Dauntless before Fend.
You think so? Or you just
who's got the Dauntless zombie that's always doing shit? There's somebody out there. I know there's one of you weird Necro coaches that don't fire your zombies. That's I got a Dauntless one.
I think it's a good pick too. I like Dauntless on a zombie. I think especially with tackle.
You're not gonna put it on a white. You're not gonna put it on a white. You're gonna put got jugs to get.
Yeah.
But I think Dauntless does have a place on teams.
I think it's good on a wolf too. I mean, I don't hate Dauntless on a wolf if you're not getting doubles.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Dauntless Frenzy? What are you, a Troll Slayer?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good combo. Yeah.
No.
Oh, whatever. Yes.
Anywho, Werecaster, he's the one. Yes, Werecaster also is the one that has the leap ghoul. So
Dauntless block Frenzy zombie.
If you like cancer.
I liked it until he said Frenzy zombie, and then I was like, ooh. I don't know how I feel about Frenzy and Movement 4. Okay.
It's not to surf. Let's put it that way. It's not to surf.
So who leveled up here? The Ghoul. The Ghoul leveled up. Oh, that's a different team.
The Gooba Gaba. He's got sure hands now.
Yay.
The Gaba Ghoul.
Who do you want to look at? Fella. You're like Division 2, nobody. Fuck them.
Let's take a look at. Can we do it? Yes, we can.
Sure. I think those guys are doing pretty good. I heard. Maybe.
I need some chanting here. I'm not gonna do it live, but just need a little sound clip to add to my soundboard.
Sure.
Can we do it? Yes, we can. I think again we mentioned this, but the stars of the team are definitely the Blitz Raws. The Tomb Guardians are honestly pretty meh.
Yep.
He did lose one and replace it. So the climb begins anew.
Yeah, that's frustrating. The one he lost was already kind of fucked up, though, I thought.
It was Nickel.
Yeah, okay. Well, Niggle plus Decay is a great combo. Real good synergy there.
Feels good. Blodge, Bro Raw.
Still no Hail Mary pass throw raw.
You know, it really did revolutionize Gengar's play for that 2 games that he had it.
Yeah, I think it's great for defensive balls going over there now. Suck it. I think that's pretty cool. One good thing about the low team value is maybe you can get a star player that's a bit more reliable, like Ithaca.
You mean Satek?
No, Ithaca Benoit. Asetek's good too. Ithaca's Agi 3 sure hands. It's like having an actual decent ball carrier on your team.
Well, that's kind of dumb. Why would you want a decent ball carrier and play Kemri?
I don't know. I guess I'm bad.
I would take Satek for sure. Satek's awesome.
Yeah, he's good. Chainsaw's not awful if you just want to dick off. Although I don't think they're very reliable. But
no, rather have dirty players on or extra dirty player.
Yeah,
skeletons.
yeah.
I don't know. That's about all there is to this team. You got Rackle.
Yeah.
You don't see
Pretty
many Rackle throw-offs, but there's one.
Yeah, well, one's a sacker, right? And the other one actually carries the ball.
I don't know. I think that's it.
All right, well, I got my spreadsheet. What do we got? Here we go. It's go time.
We don't have to make a prediction for the Lords of the Cave, Fell with Code at all, because that game just...
I think they're going to tie. I'm seeing a tie.
Battle Brothers versus Culinary Delights version 2. So Battle Brothers versus Bretonians versus Chaos. What say you?
Gosh, I really feel like I want to look at Battle Brothers before I predict.
We can briefly do that. Okay. I'm going to go with Battle Brothers here.
Oh, yeah. They look fine. I'm going to go with the battling as well.
They do have the armor bust, which that just means he's immune to claw, so that's cool.
He's got blotch.
They're in great health, though.
Yeah, he's fine.
They're in great health, and I think they're going to be getting inducements, probably wizards. So yeah, I would say that they're looking pretty good against this Chaos team. We got Rats Off to You versus the Rottingham Rockers.
Ooh, I want to say Rockers. I'm gonna go Rockers on this one.
I mean, I want to say Golgothan, but at this point, I think it's pretty clear where the state of the team is, and it's just really more or less waiting for Gary Friendly to die. So I'm gonna go with the Rottingham Rockers.
Okay.
Murderers Row versus Fear and Bloating. I'm gonna go Fear and Bloating.
Okay. Yeah. I'm with you. All right. Fear and Bloating.
Just copying me.
It's true.
Scooby and the Gang versus Kemri Do It. Yes, we can.
I have to go.
Travel Scrabble be
the
one?
No. He should be on paper, but no.
I'm gonna say he's the one.
Okay.
I'm choosing Travel Scrabble to be the ones to upset.
He's gonna be surprised by that. He is. Yeah. He's going to be like, Superfed thinks I can win? What?
Yeah. So. He's got Agi 5 against Kemri. That's really what I'm going with.
Totally should win on paper. I'm with you. Willie?
Nice. T-Self's going to stream that. T-Self is streaming that game later tonight.
Oh, so, that'll be good.
You know, keep an eye out. We Chillin' versus the Fallen Wonders. Amazons versus Dark Elves.
I'm just going to write We Chillin' down right now. On my side.
Yeah, I think that I would have to be a little bold to do the opposite. I'm already using all the boldness that I have on Scooby and the Gang. So we're going to go We Chillin'. Frozen Dead North versus Rebellious Scions. Again, this is going to be a high-scoring Dark Elf Necro match. Both teams did not come away with the last one the way they wanted. Which one do you think is going to be able to do it here?
I'm going to bank my money on Frozen Dead North because of Deadliest Hobo.
I'm going to go ahead and say Rebellious Scions because I want more counter picks too.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's fair. Diversity's good.
You know, one of us can lord it over the other, but I think that wraps us up for Div 2.
Yeah.
So, That brings us to the disgusting Division 1.
Bunch of shit sacks. Ugh.
We've got The Secret of My Success, losing 1-2 against Elements of Style.
Mm-hmm.
Who guessed that one? Oh, that was me. Yeah.
Was that you?
'cause it's an elf team. It's an elf team.
Oh.
And it's The Secret of My Success.
Huh. Yeah, I've still never played that guy, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun.
Well, you're not an elf, so, you might actually have to worry. TeamSpeak Crew version 4 versus not an anime sports team. I wanted to watch this one. I did not get the chance to watch this one.
No, me neither.
I know ArchXL paid basically no iron price and got the win.
And that's been pretty constant for him all season. It's really surprising how he's just not getting beat to shit in this division.
He did almost outblock the chores. That's a decent statement.
Yeah, it's just weird. He's a fluke. The man's an anomaly.
I did the part I did see of it. TeamSpeak Crew looked like they were just going to be able to slowly walk down the pitch and have no trouble after RGXL quickly scored, but turns out they had a little bit of trouble. I think Quicks was, or Puckstop rather, was quoted as saying, "I just made one small mistake or one big mistake, but it was one mistake." And so that's all it really took.
All right.
You don't really get to make mistakes against Arch. That's all it is.
No, even if you don't make mistakes, it doesn't matter.
Often.
Yeah.
Thick, Rich, and Creamy versus the New Year Norse. This one was a bit of a surprise. New Year Norse
were
really banged up. However, Jimmy Burrito was playing a game. I just don't know if that game was really Blood Bowl.
It was not.
But he was bringing the vibes of the tabletop, as I think I heard someone say. Maybe that someone was you.
I play tabletop, and that is definitely not the vibe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was streaming. He was talking stories. He was sharing about the old days and growing up and dropping names and.
Yeah, no, I watched the stream, and I tell you what, I'm
having a grand old time while he fouled with whites on turn 6 and got sent off.
I mean, I'm the goddamn commissioner of our tabletop league, and that is not the vibe. No, just no.
Okay,
that's
just checking.
Yeah, I feel very strongly about this.
It reminded me a little bit of the guy that stole a Delta flight and was just having a casual conversation before he crashed the plane.
Yeah.
Like, he was going down, but he was going to have a good time while he did it. And Ornan greatly needed that. So, Ornan, doing good. Doing good.
Yeah, he's rocking it.
Let's see. We've got High Fivers versus Drakar's Dominators.
Those guys are killing it.
The ye old High Fivers are, a claw palm werewolf that just so happens to blitz with it every turn. And, what do you know? They get 10 removals in the game.
Oh, whatever.
I know. I know. Claw palm with frenzy's silly.
He doesn't even palm that much with it when I played him anyway. He does a lot of that.
No, you don't need to palm if you just immediately remove them on the first block.
No. Even if he gets a stun, he wasn't doing it. He was mostly doing the Agi 4 fancy stuff.
Yeah. So. He doesn't shy away from a foul as well, so that's also good. He protects his werewolves. That's also. Drakar's Dominators, though, not getting the greatest welcome back to Rel. I'm really, really brokenhearted about that after what they did to me in the playoffs. Pantheon Passers. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, I have not seen Snowballa do fuck all this whole season.
Yeah,
I'm kind of let down. Like I'm not saying
he's
fire.
He's a little jet lagged.
Yeah,
I think he's a little jet lagged from coming from the Big O back to America. It's the reverse flight thing,
Yeah.
Just it drags on you. It takes a while to get caught.
It's not for lack of hits either. I mean, he's getting punches in. He's just not sealing the deal.
Yeah.
So. Anyway,
get on that. Pantheon Passers versus Live Cheer Die Hard. Somebody predicted an upset. Somebody got it. Panther Passers. T-Self, like I said last week, has not always had the best results against other elves.
It wasn't
He's
the
had-
elves, it was the blizzard. That's his kryptonite.
Ooh, GFIs, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. On paper, Wood Elves are the faster team.
So,
That
did
is
you watch
also a thing.
that? Did you watch that one?
I didn't.
I did.
Feel free to regale us with the
Yeah,
total.
yeah. So, makes his standard, run down in 3 turns, ready to score. In comes the War Dancer, pops the ball, and there's Agi 5, who goes through like half his fucking team to pick it up, no problem. And then he passes it like in a tackle zone to another guy that's got nerves of steel that's also in a tackle zone and stalled him out until turn 8. So pretty impressive. Agi 5
Good time.
is good, I've heard.
Yep,
Yeah.
it is. Apparently 7-2s on GFIs.
Yep. I'm hoping we get a blizzard when we play.
That's all it takes. I mean,
That's
sure.
all it takes, man.
I count 4 failures, but what do I know?
Yeah.
That's probably wrong. Grody Greens versus Ziglumen Zoom. Lazarus Diggs and Fiction played last night.
I feel like I called
watched
this
the
one.
stream. You did.
Yes.
Fiction was heckled a little bit in his chat as he was getting stomped in the way that he usually stomps other people.
I thought we're not supposed to do
Lazarus Diggs, on the other hand, well, you can heckle.
that.
You can
I thought we weren't supposed
heckling
to.
a referee.
Hmm.
No. Lazarus wasn't in the chat. Just regular passersby. I feel we're saying. Basically.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he deserves it.
I mean, he's done it to so many people. Not the taunting in the game, but the destruction. Basically.
Right.
He's destroyed many a team. And Lazarus Diggs, I think, actually let his foot off the gas. There were a number of opportunities that Lazarus had to go after the Strength 4 werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. Focusing golems and such.
That seems like a mistake.
He also had the opportunity to score earlier
Mm-hmm.
in the second half to force more players back onto the pitch because the werewolves just ran away.
Huh.
So I feel like Laz could have punished a little harder here. I feel like the rest of Div 1 would have appreciated that. But we'll see if that comes back to haunt him at the end of the season.
Right.
Leaderboards are shaken up.
God, way to be a nice guy.
I know, right? How it works sometimes. No good deed. Finally, we had Tooth and Fist versus Grungy Desserts. Take us away.
Losing streak is over, so that's good. That makes me happy. So let's see.
So you're saying you're Kalisti Maya?
Yeah, except faster, and I don't make a lot of 1-die blocks if I don't have to.
Okay.
Also, I think I have a better leaderboard position. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So let's see. He receives, makes his way down the pitch. It's like turn 3 or 4. Gives me the perfect fireball cage, like the X cage. The ball's right there. I got 2 wolves and a ghoul ready. Fireball that shit. I drop 2 sides of the cage and the ball. I think I got a KO or a stun too. The ball goes in no tackle zones on my side, not on his side of the cage, whereas 2 guys are still up. Failed the pickup. So now my wolf's in shit. And I did manage to get the ball and get away. And he had me on the ropes. And it was like, well, fuck, I could dodge with the ghoul and get 2 die. But if I fail, he's going to surf my wolf. Or I could 1 die with the wolf and then dodge out. So I make the blitz, get the 1 die, get the push, and fail the dodge.
Howard.
With the dodge skill.
Always protecting your wolves.
Yep. So he managed to get the ball all the way back down the pitch in like 3 turns with some fancy handoff action, and then we tied. So pretty let down.
I mean, it wasn't a loss, so there's that.
Wasn't a loss. Yeah, Mighty Blow Wolf did fuck all, so he was a star. I ended up fouling a guy and I got removed, but the guy died, so I got a free zombie.
Nice.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Poor little white there stealing your MVP, but
Yeah.
also dead.
Oh, okay. So right here's what I was coming to. I have a weather dome, right? Both those casualties that you see, one was a death, I think. Yeah,
Yep.
the white died, so that's a rock. The other one was a minus AV on a zombie. That's also a rock.
2 rocks in one game. Wow, Chabs
Yes.
would love that.
Yeah, both retirable injuries. I mean, dead is obviously he's not coming back, but the minus AV too is kind of like, I think maybe he needs to go.
You know what I
also.
recommend in that case? Getting some fan factor by winning games. Turns out it actually helps lose rocks.
Yeah, but I mean, how often do you see 2 or even 1?
Let me see what your fan factor is, and I almost wonder. I probably bet that my Kislev are higher. Yeah. Fan factor 8.
It's not a contest.
Fan factor is the punishment for doing well until the game decides to start throwing rocks at you.
Yep.
And then you start thinking, okay, fame's actually really good.
I got a reroll off the fame. I didn't have fame, but I still got the reroll. So I was,
yeah,
like it's not that great, but how often you see like 1 or 2 rocks? Like not very. So
I don't know. It seems to happen to certain coaches. Like Eisenmike is very rock prone. I think Chabsu is a little rock prone. And it's just always teams that get beat on a little bit already.
Yeah.
The rocks like to pile it on.
It was a fluke, man. I was just like, fuck this game. Yeah. So anyway.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Well, let's take a look at the leaderboard, and then we'll cover a couple teams. So again, all 3 of the divisions here have 1 team that is undefeated. In this case, it is Zauba Zanuba.
Out of nowhere.
High fivers.
Yeah.
Clawpalm Wolf. Who'd have thought? Most like it's a good thing.
It's not that great.
Just allows you to be the number 1 team in all of REL. That's all. Arch XL 3-1-0, 3-0-1 for T Self after his first loss of the season, but by all means, still in the playoff hunt. Since there are 5 tickets, I mean, he still has to actively work to lose his spot. Ornan surprising himself in being in the playoff position.
Boomer's winning.
And Mistays.
Boomer wins games.
So that is two former champions out to an early lead, looking to repeat or defend your title.
That's not fair. My Stays is always a champion in my book.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's okay.
He's all right. Lazarus Diggs in the middle of the pack there. I'm sure he'll make his way up. Fiction right there with him. So either one of those, you can't count him out.
Yep.
Duberman.
Right there in it too.
Up the ranks there.
Yeah.
Possibly going to keep climbing.
And then there's us down in the dregs.
Yeah. You got you and Bees and Jimmy and Puckstop. All having fun times in the softer REL one.
The terrible teams.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. All right. I don't know. Let's take a look at 2 teams.
Sure.
Which teams would you like to look at?
I'd like to look at Fiction because I'd like to clap at how beat up he is. He is actually really beat up.
If you mean no.
Oh, well, that's dumb.
He's still 1900 TV. The quote beat upness is this Golem, and guess what? The Golem got an MVP. So.
Oh, well, yeah, he's fine then.
The Golem tax was paid, and it's already quickly accruing a new debt.
Yeah. Pretty let down by Laz.
Yeah. He pitch cleared him, basically.
Did he?
But basically, the werewolf, and I think there's one other player. We're still in the pitch.
Oh shit!
But no perms. That really mattered.
Yeah.
He killed a zombie. You know that doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Who cares?
So.
So I get Laz next. So that doesn't make me
Fun.
happy. Yeah, that's not good.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'll tell you how I feel about that shortly.
Sure.
What other team would you like to look at? Let's look at. I guess I gotta pick a necro team. So, oh, well, we already picked one necro team. So let's try not to pick another necro.
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
Let's look at Rusty.
I thought we just looked at him.
Did we? I think maybe.
I
we
feel
did.
like we did.
Yeah, we did. We did. I can tell by looking at the amount of guard.
Right.
Let's look at D's.
That poor bastard.
Looked at him too. All right, let's look at Ornan. Where's Ornan's going to be on the front page? Yeah, right next to D's. New Year Norse. So they've lost another Yeti, as we talked about last week. They don't have the money yet to replace him. They got another Zerker who got Nagy up. That's new and fresh.
Yeah, that helps. I don't see his
Here's
normal.
something that you'll appreciate and also raise an eyebrow to. Take a look at that Norse thrower.
He has a thrower? What? I'm already raising an eyebrow.
Wait till you see its levels.
Yeah. Strong arm and accurate. Yeah, I mean, sure, I guess. If you're gonna have a thrower, you might as well throw. It's not awful.
Tell me this though: does he at least not fail his Does he still 1-9 his pickups like every other player on your team, or is he at least reliable at picking up the ball? That's always been an Ornan issue with this team. Not the best pickup dice. Other than that, while I wait for his reply, the diving catch runner is also just recently acquired. So he's very, very much transitioning this team into the shenanigan Agi 3
passing it around. Only
playing
one
the
runner.
ball team.
Must have had a runner die or something awful. Yeah.
But yeah, that diving catch and the accurate and the strong arm and the Agi up, all four of those skills are pretty new. And wow. I was just saying, Ornan, does your new thrower have any troubles picking up the ball like the rest of your team traditionally does? Because that's what I'm used to seeing.
Shouldn't have any trouble passing it. So I think Ornan's team hasn't really so much died as just spread out, because I swear I can't go a single match each week without seeing a zombie or a rotter with one of these names.
Yeah. He definitely likes to give trophies to his opponents.
Yeah. Like everybody in the league or in this div now has one of his players rostered.
Everyone that can, anyway. Every Necro and Nurgle. Undead that are out there. Not that any undead find their way up to Rel 1, because, they quit as soon as they see a single Cloppies.
Right.
Can
you blame them, though?
I mean, I wouldn't play Undead here either.
No.
You know who I think of when I think of undead teams in Rel? I think of, and this is a name I have not heard in a while, but the Lich That Lies and his Boneheads. That was a team my orcs played when we were coming up, and beat the living poop out of them.
Well, before my time, Grandpa.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's it. That's it for the teams that I'm gonna look at this week. So
predictions.
Let us jump into the predictions for week 5. Elements of Style versus Not an Anime Sports Team. Two teams I like.
Nope.
Mistays has the inducements. Arch XL has the durability.
I think I'm still gonna go with Arch on this one. I'm writing it down.
So now
it's locked in.
Now you're saying, Superfed, are you confident that Mistays can do this? Because I want to be controversial. God. I'm not super confident, but I still will go with Mistays.
Sure. I mean, either way, it's going to be either an amazing game to watch or just a total shit show of AV7 imploding.
Yeah.
Which is less fun to
or
watch.
The other way around. I mean, it is definitely a thing where Wood Elves just have that hidden mighty blow and beat the shit out of other elves.
Oh, yeah.
So that's always a possibility.
That is the thing.
Is the thing. All right. Well, let's go ahead and look then at the next matchup, which would be New Year Norse versus The Secret of My Success. What do we say here?
I'm gonna go with
personally.
Yes.
I got The Secret of My Success.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Rusty. No controversy there. I'm fine with it though. I'm okay. I don't mind agreeing.
You're turning your back on the former champion and his strong arm, accurate thrower with a diving catch runner. You're turning your back on fun.
I don't think it's going to be
How
enough.
could you do that?
I hate fun.
All right. I'll stop. Drakkars Dominators versus TeamSpeak Crew version 4. Battle of the teams that wish the season was over already. Which one wants it more? I feel like Drakkars Dominators are probably going to want this one more.
Okay. I'll go with the TeamSpeak Crew.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Trusting an AV9.
I want to say somehow they both managed to get negative touchdowns.
I could see it if there was a way.
Yeah.
Live Tree or Die Hard versus Thick Rich and Creamy.
Oh, Duberman for sure. No contest.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that weird thing that we witnessed the past week from Jimmy, I feel like maybe could work one week, but I don't know that this is the week.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you. Live Tree.
Okay.
Gloom and Zoom versus the High Fivers.
Ooh.
Will Fiction Dice return against the new Fiction Dice?
God, I hope they just kill each other. It's a tough one. You want High Fivers to get the blue shell, but at the same time, you don't want Fiction to be the one throwing it. Nah, I'll go High Fivers.
I also will go High Fivers.
Sure.
Grungy Desserts versus the Pantheon Passers.
Passers.
I'm going to go with Grungy Desserts.
All right, man. I like it.
I'm going to go with my man Stout. I think he's going to spread that Nurgle funk wide enough that Nerves of Steel fails.
Some really good visuals there you're describing.
Mm-hmm.
He played good too.
Spread the funk.
But and I said this on my stream. I was like, man, it feels like I'm playing Callisti Maya's older brother. I was looking at the clock like, fuck, I don't got all day, dude. What are we doing?
But you remember, I'm the only one in the entire league that has a problem with, slow people. So
yeah, and he actually wasn't.
About that.
He didn't even come close. He still had like a minute left every time. But it felt slow.
Still adds up. Like it does. There are teams that certainly it adds up because if they drag out the animations and the follow up, all that stuff doesn't affect the clock. Like
right.
I was in a game that didn't even start until 15 minutes after we had already sent the invite because they're just farting around in the inducements and then it's waiting for player to connect.
Right.
And then they get to sit and look at the coin toss screen after they've watched all the other teams and players march out on the field. And there are so many things that slow the game down.
One bonus about it was that it gave me enough time to figure out my moves. So by the time it was my turn, it was like 30 seconds and I was done. So that was kind of nice. It was like he took both our turns and then I just had to click and I was good. So
sounds fair and balanced.
Mm-hmm.
Before I get on that rant again, let's go ahead and take a look at Tooth and Fist, your team versus the Grody Greens.
I have to vote me.
I assume you're gonna vote you. The Grody Greens, Lazarus Diggs. Laz has surprised me consistently, and if he was able to turn Fiction's team into a hand puppet, I can only imagine what he is capable of doing against your team.
I'm just gonna
go ahead and go with Lazarus Diggs.
Sure.
As
And
in, Lazarus digs his claw into your neck.
And I've played against Laz for like the last 9 years. So I am not scared.
All right. Well,
yeah,
you should be.
I've got his number. He's going down.
You know, number 16 taking on the number 11 team.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to get
Just
it.
playing the numbers.
Yeah.
Playing the numbers.
I'm going to be like, take that, you jerk.
T-Self saying that him and Stouticus tied last season. I think that is a very probable outcome again this season. But we're not going to predict ties.
No, that's boring.
It is.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think that's all I've got to say about that. Life is like a box of chocolates. And you never know what dice you're going to get.
Yeah, probably shitty ones. But... All right. Predictions are locked in. They're written down. It all looks good.
We know when some exciting matches are starting. McMackies later tonight.
Yes, that'll be a good one.
I don't know anything about any of these Rel 1 matches yet, but keep an eye on the old Discord, and we'll go from there. But I think that's all. That's it for me. I don't know. Do you have anything else you'd like to share?
I don't think so. I just hope everybody kills each other, and we end up with a bunch of TV 1000 teams in Div 1.
It's always a possibility.
That'd be great.
There are some, though, that just are juggernauts where, like, even though they do damage and they take damage, they're so big, they've got that critical mass.
Yes.
And the fact that they have those natural ways to get players for free. So specifically, I'm talking about Nurgle and Necro. Like, it's so hard for those teams to implode.
And that's
because they
all,
do just have that natural cash flow.
That's all of Div 1 right there, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
2 Nurgle and 4 Necro.
Yeah, it's gross.
You'll never see sub 1400 TV Nurgle and Necro, I don't think, after they get to 2000 TV.
No.
All right.
All right, man. Cool. Well, have
thanks
a good
for coming.
night.
Thanks for playing. Everybody else, thanks for watching. We will see you next time.
Yeah, good luck, everyone.
Good luck.